Hello and welcome to the Anti-Hall, hosted by yours truly, the Antichrist. No, don't be alarmed. This is only my online virtual cult. Whoa, before you sign off, we are the easiest cult to join in the world. Some have said the sexiest cult in the world, and we engage in no brainwashing or information control. We're just a big old gaggle of harmless, horror-loving nerds. So if you would like to join our gaggle, then all you have to do is click subscribe. It also helps to click the like button and the notification bell, that way you never miss our next meeting. Our main cult meetings are usually exclusively held for my horror movie channel. This is both my vlog and physical media channel, so this is where, we just like to have a little fun. And you know what's fun? Clearing up space in your collection to make room for better movies. That's what we're doing today. We're going through about the last month and a half's worth of movies that I have watched and decided not to hold on to. I get sent an unbelievable amount of stuff from my subscribers, and the reality is I'm just not gonna jive with all of it. And also, the bigger reality is that I do not have the space. I rent a room in a house. This room is the only space that's mine on this earth, so I just don't have room for thousands of DVDs and Blu-rays. In an effort to control the collection, we have to periodically get rid of stuff. So let's just jump right in. Number one, this Blu-ray copy of It, you might have already seen in a giveaway on my horror Instagram. That is, if you're already following me over there, I just did a huge giveaway last week. This is a fantastic Blu-ray, nothing wrong with it, great special features. But recently, somebody sent me it from 2017 on a steelbook. So I really saw no need to hold on to this, that's why I'm getting rid of this one. The next sleeve title that you can probably already see is this one from Vinegar Syndrome. It is Voyage of the Rock Aliens. I was really excited about this movie because, Vinegar Syndrome just does really nice sleeves. The artwork is always just exquisite. It's gorgeous. I was really hoping to love this movie and then use it as some sort of display piece, eventually, if I ever achieve my pipe dream of actually owning my own home. However, I think that I made it about 50 minutes into this movie and I just didn't really care to finish it. It really wasn't for me. I'm not big on musicals. A movie has to be really ridiculously good for me to want to watch it if it's a musical. This was basically just a really cheesy, low budget string of 80s music videos. Some of the songs were okay. There was one song that I really liked, but there wasn't a crazy amount of production value. I didn't find it funny. Some of the humor with the alien people, I just wasn't really about it. So I didn't finish it. I don't finish things when I don't see myself ever wanting to reach for it again. And I know that somebody else out there would just love it a lot more than I did. So this one also was probably in the giveaway. I'm shooting this from the past. You're watching this video about 2 weeks into the future from when I shot this. So this past version of Kylie has not actually uploaded the giveaway yet, but by the time you're watching this, it's already over. That's why I'm saying this was probably in it, because I don't know right now. Anyways, let's move on. This was another one that I didn't finish. It's called Razorback. This one I maybe lasted 20 minutes into before I started skipping around to try to get to some of the action. It's just that a low budget, goofy movie about killer pigs is not really something that interests me. The only way that I'd be able to get on board is if they really hammed up the campiness and the comedy, which they didn't really do. A lot of it actually felt like it was played pretty straight, and that's just not my jam, babes. It has so many special features though. I don't know if this movie was a bigger deal when it came out. I don't even know the year, it doesn't say on here, but it just simply wasn't really my thing. Up next, ooh babes, sharpen your pitchforks please. I am not gonna be holding on to my copy of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I know, it's John Hughes, it's a holiday time classic, apparently some sort of evergreen comedy. I don't know about that. This again, just not for me. I do not like the subgenre of comedy where it's look at how annoying this one dude is. How annoying could we possibly make him throughout the entire runtime of this movie? And that's the whole shtick, that's the whole comedy of it all. And then of course there is the wild and famous twist of this movie that I'm not gonna spoil, don't worry, which I did get to. I watched the movie in its entirety, but that moment felt completely unearned to me because, I don't know, I didn't give a shit. I also feel like a lot of the humor is outdated, just not my speed. I wasn't rooting for anybody in the movie, didn't care about the characters, nothing about it hit me in the feels. Just another one of those classics that sadly I don't get. I don't know why I included this in this stack. I'm not getting rid of Casablanca. In fact, this is actually empty. But if you've been around for one of my physical media tours before, the one I did most recently I think was on my horror channel before I kind of transferred all of that over here. But I pointed out that I had this really nice collector's edition of Casablanca from my grandpa when he passed, but the disc that had the movie on it was missing. So I was like, oh, I need to ask my grandma about that, but there's no way that she actually knows what happened to it. And then I realized that I had this Blu-ray of Casablanca. I don't remember how I acquired this, but I just stuck the Blu-ray into that collector's edition package because all the special features were on the second disc. So it really all kind of worked out. Plus, this Blu-ray had a ton of special features on it too. I don't really know if that was worth mentioning. I don't know why I included that here, but whatever. Oh, this one. Oh, Hell Night. Oh, Hell Night. I was rooting for you. I really was. It stars Linda Blair, and I just have a thing, I guess, for like 1980s frat sorority type movies. Like, I loved Rush Week. If you guys haven't seen that one, I don't know if you'll like it as much as I did. It was very niche within my interests. I was really hoping for a similar feeling from this one and similar quality, but it just didn't have it. This movie is really boring. It's really boring, and I love Linda Blair in it and some of like the campier moments, and I like the opening of it when they're like at the frat party, but that was about all that I liked about it. I found it to be really, really slow. Just kind of a drag, which is a bummer because like the poster of it also looks really sick. It just did not deliver on this type of energy. Oh, and then I've got a few oddballs that are also not horror. Let me pull those out. These are both dramas that have been deemed as sort of problematic for one reason or another. This one is Hidden Figures, and there's just a lot of people that feel that it not only has kind of like a white savior type element to it, but also that the way to like overcome racism in the workforce is just to be really polite and to, you know, always be at the right place at the right time. It's the type of movie that just glosses over a lot of the ugly bits in favor of a more feel-good type story. It was a good movie, like I really enjoyed it, but just knowing that it exists completely outside the realm of what probably actually happened, kind of just lost respect for it, you know? Sort of like The Help, if you will. Probably won't be watching that one again. So it's not that it's bad, but it's just not a movie that I would watch again. Same thing with this one, though I think that this one is arguably a lot more problematic. Me Before You. I read this book and absolutely adored it, and then I watched the movie when I was on a plane. Very good plane movie. I cried a lot, but this is a movie that really fell out of favor with the disabled community because I don't know if I want to just spoil this movie, but it essentially implies, like, kind of the message of the movie is that being alive is not worth it if you're this severely disabled. Like, that's kind of what this movie boiled down to. It's crazy. They also basically, like, disability-ified Beauty and the Beast. So Sam Claflin is the Beast in this scenario. It's not great. So I just was like, yeah, you know, I don't need to watch it again. That's okay. So away she goes. Getting back to some horror, this was in either last month's or the month before that, the horror pack box. The Possession of Hannah Grace. It just was the much, much, much lesser version of The Autopsy of Jane Doe. If you want to watch a movie about somebody in a morgue late at night where weird stuff starts happening, absolutely go with The Autopsy of Jane Doe, not this mess. The only thing that I think I liked about it was there was some really good creature acting that I really appreciated. Shay Mitchell is fine. She's a good actress. You know, she was fine, but it's boring. It's a lot of stuff that you've definitely seen before. I really wouldn't even recommend it as like a one-time watch. Taking Lives, however, I think that I would. This was a 2.5-star movie for me. It was, you know, I was entertained. That's what a 2.5-star movie means for me, is that it was fine for a one-time watch. I was maybe entertained, but I would not watch it again. It stars a lot of our faves: Kiefer Sutherland, Angelina Jolie, Ethan Hawke. That's actually an understatement. Ethan Hawke is one of my favorite actors of all time. It's a pretty wild ride. There are some twisty moments that you will definitely see coming, and then there are a few others that you definitely won't. So it's a fun ride. It's just not a good movie. It's got that weird early 2000s kind of atmosphere to it. Paul Dano is in it for a minute. It wasn't bad, but it's like, after you know the twists, the quality of the movie is just not good enough to want to watch it again. Up next, a movie that I lasted maybe 5 minutes into. Two-Headed Shark Attack. An epic creature thriller in the tradition of Jaws and Deep Blue Sea. It's so funny how they did that and made Jaws and Deep Blue Sea look really big. So if you're just looking at this at a glance, you might think that it says like, oh, from from the producers of Jaws and Deep Blue Sea. Stupid. Unfortunately, I realized that I just don't like movies like this. I'd be really hard pressed to think of an uber low budget, high concept, like weird sci-fi movie that I actually liked. Really did not like Sharknado, did not like Sharktopus. I just don't think these movies are for me, and I think that's fine. It also weirdly stars Carmen Electra and Brooke Hogan, and I'm like, girls, what are you doing? I did not watch long enough to find out what the deal was with them starring in this. I feel like that one's pretty self-explanatory, as is this next one. I have a triple feature of Robert the Doll movies, and I tried to start the first one years ago when I received this DVD. Somebody sent it to me, and this intrigued me because I was like, knockoff Chucky vibes, knockoff Slappy from Goosebumps vibes. But as soon as I popped it on, I was like, oh, did they shoot this on an iPhone 4? Horrible. So low quality. I don't know how they made 3 of them. I don't know how they're feature length. I have no interest in checking these out. Again, these uber low budget, just super stupid movies, they don't really seem to have a place in my heart. I guess I just don't know why this exists. I think that all of the rest of them are movies that I just had doubles of, so no deeper meaning there. I actually have not even seen any of these. So these 3 are movies that have been sent to me by subscribers multiple times, so I'm getting rid of the DVDs in favor of keeping the Blu-rays that I was sent. And then this one I accidentally picked up when a subscriber had already sent it to me, and that would be Dark Water. We talked about this one really recently. I got it for the exact same reason that I got Taking Lives, because I was like, $3, it's like renting a movie, and if I like it, I get to keep it, you know? Same thing, I just now own 2 DVDs of it, which I absolutely do not need to. And then these were sent to me, that's including Elizabeth Harvest, which I saw one of my subs, I think a patron, Anthony, had logged it recently and really liked it, so I'm excited to give this one a go, but gonna watch it on my Blu-ray. I also got The Cured, so I have this one on Blu-ray, that's the one that I'll be watching. It stars Elliot Page. I really like him as an actor, so I'm psyched to check it out. Also, I think that that's the mom from The Hunger Games. I've had this for so long, and I've just never watched it, but I'm being way better about that now. And the last movie of this here anti-haul would be Big Bad Wolves. This is one that I actually have in my like to be watched soon section up on my dresser under my TV. I promise I'm trying to get to this one soon, but again, it was sent to me on Blu-ray, so I'm not gonna hang on to my DVD of it. Nothing too deep there. I mean, that pretty much wraps it up. It's kind of crazy. I think that this is the first time where I have pulled in just as many movies as I've gotten rid of, because I did do a physical media haul last week, so I just kind of want to like pull it up here to compare. And yes, I shot both of those videos at the same time. I like to batch film, you know, it just makes things easier. Yeah, I think the pile is almost the exact same height of all the movies that I am taking in versus the ones that I'm getting rid of. This is good. This is progress. I'm pretty sure that this might be the biggest anti-haul that I've ever done. I honestly do hope that they just keep getting bigger and bigger. I'm trying to be so good about it. I don't know why, but it makes me feel really accomplished. What about you? Are you getting rid of anything in your collection? What are some things that you've donated recently? Or are you not about that? Are you more of a hoarding type collector? Because I'm personally not. I'm more of a curator than a collector, I guess. Curator and custodian of these stories for future generations to come. Guillermo del Toro said that people who collect physical media are custodians of movies for future generations to come, and I've just been saying it ever since. So let me know if you too are a fellow custodian. If you're new here, remember to click subscribe, join our little custodian cult, click the like button and the notification bell, that way you never miss our next meeting. Check out my social media for giveaways and for updates on whatever deep dives I'm working on, updates on live streams. Last week I did a week of watch-alongs that I themed holidays in hell, so we just watched a bunch of really shitty Christmas horror movies, and that was so fun. I would love if you joined us for the next one. But more than anything, I just hope that you enjoyed this video and that I catch you in the next one. Bye!